Tiny, salty, and worth more than gold? Yes, we're talking about caviar, a luxury so opulent it once fueled royal feasts and now pops up on $1,000 pizzas. But what exactly makes these tiny black pearls one of the most prized foods in the world? Why would someone pay thousands of dollars for fish eggs? And did you know some of it glows in the dark? Stick around because today we're diving deep into the luxe, bizarre, and surprisingly ancient world of caviar. Let's rewind history. Long before it became a billionaire's appetizer, caviar was a peasant's protein. Yep, you heard that right. In the 13th century, Russian fishermen snacked on sturgeon roe while trying to stay warm in the freezing Volga River. It was salty, protein-packed, and didn't go bad quickly, perfect for long fishing trips. But things escalated quickly when Russian czars got a taste of it. Suddenly, the same stuff eaten on boats was now being spooned into the mouths of royalty. Fast forward to the 1800s, and caviar was the symbol of class. European aristocrats couldn't get enough. In fact, King Edward VII was so obsessed with caviar he allegedly had a stash hidden in his private train. And in America, believe it or not, caviar was once served for free in bars, just like peanuts. Salty snacks equals more drinks. Genius marketing. Oh, how times have changed. Okay, so what exactly is caviar? Caviar is simply the salted roe or eggs of sturgeon, but not just any sturgeon. We're talking about fish older than dinosaurs, literally. Some sturgeon species are over 250 million years old. They've outlived T-Rex, ice ages, and dial-up internet. The most prized caviar comes from beluga, cetra, and sevruga sturgeons. And here's the kicker: it can take up to 20 years before a female sturgeon produces eggs. That's longer than some marriages. So yeah, when people say caviar is expensive, they're also paying for 2 decades of fish-raising patience. And texture matters. True connoisseurs judge caviar by the pop, the soft burst when you press it against your tongue. It's like bubble wrap, but for your mouth. Also, fun fact, real caviar is never supposed to be fishy. If your caviar tastes like a dockside fishing trip, you've been duped. So let's talk money. Why does caviar sometimes cost more than diamonds per ounce? Well, remember those picky sturgeon that take decades to mature? That's part 1. Part 2, some species are critically endangered, and their eggs are heavily regulated. It's not just rare, it's regulated rare. And then comes the harvesting. Get this, traditional caviar production involved killing the sturgeon to harvest the eggs. Not very sustainable, right? But now some farms use a technique called no-kill or C-section caviar harvesting. Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like, a fishy little surgery. Also, storage matters. Premium caviar must be chilled, handled with non-metal spoons because metal changes the taste, and consumed within days. It's basically the diva of the food world. Now, sprinkle in marketing, exclusivity, and centuries of luxury branding, and boom. You've got yourself a black pearl worth its weight in platinum. Ready for some caviar craziness? The world's most expensive caviar. That would be Strattarga Bianco, made from albino sturgeon and dusted with 24-karat gold. A kilo goes for around $100,000. That's enough to buy a Tesla, or one very salty dinner. In New York, you can order a caviar top pizza for $1,000. It comes with creme fraiche, lobster, and regret, probably. And in Japan, some high-end sushi places offer caviar with sake foam. Talk about fusion done right. But here's the weirdest part. Caviar is considered an aphrodisiac. Why? Science is iffy on that one, but Casanova was known to eat it daily. Make of that what you will. Also, there is glow-in-the-dark caviar. Scientists infused it with fluorescent proteins for research, but some daring chefs took it to the plate. Think rave party meets fine dining. With luxury comes responsibility. Wild sturgeon populations are declining and overfishing has pushed some species to the brink of extinction. That's why aquaculture or farm-raised caviar is booming. Countries like France, China, and even the US are leading the charge in sustainable caviar production. But purists argue it's not the same. The wild flavor, the natural environment, all of it affects the taste. Like the difference between wild strawberries and supermarket ones. Still, with tech improving and luxury markets expanding in Asia and the Middle East, caviar's future may be less about old-world glamour and more about innovation. Will lab-grown fish eggs be the next big thing? Are we heading towards cruelty-free luxury food? Or maybe, just maybe, will caviar ice cream become a thing? Yes, it already is, and it's as weird as it sounds. So, next time you see a tiny tin of caviar selling for $500, remember, it's not just food. It's history. It's science. It's a fish's lifetime in one salty spoonful. But here's a question for you. Would you ever try caviar, or have you already? And what did it taste like? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was it divine or just fancy fish jello? Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new and subscribe for more surprising food facts from around the world. Next up,